Hello, this is Russell from
Tones of Evil.
and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Welcome to the Capes and Lunatics Halloween. It's a spectacular. Give me candy.
Gimme!
Gimme! Hello. Welcome to the first annual Capes and Lunatics Halloween Spectacular. I am Phantom Phil, and joining me from that toxic waste ancient Indian burial ground in New Jersey, it is the chilling Charlie Esser.
It's Springfield, come on!
And
Springfield Sanitarium.
coming to us from, well, that evil...
The happiest place on earth for adults and children. Florida!
Is this Halloween or opposite day? Yes, it's, cheerful little hellfire. That's scary.
Lilith, the lovely Hellfire.
Don't get used to it.
Because her Hellfire is lovely.
It's scary. Ah.
Mm.
My stuff don't work with... My steampunk Khonshu doesn't work with this.
That's what you get for summoning Khonshu. Leave it to Ray. Leave it to the professionals.
You gotta
I'm Khonshu.
fan these things out, man.
I know. Ray must worship me now. But no, again, everyone's frightened because Lilith is like dressed like all wholesome and innocent.
You obviously haven't seen a lot of Minnie Mouse cartoons.
Oh my.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, true.
If you know, you know. It's damn near up there with Betty Boop.
Is she a gold?
The old Betty Boop stuff.
Is she a gold digger?
No, she's just... you gotta get the Tijuana Bibles, man. Then you find out all about
Whoa.
She's just
religious practices of Mexico.
She's extremely silly, guys. She's extremely silly.
All right, guys, this is why you subscribe to the YouTube, because, yes, you see my steampunk costume, you see Charlie Esser's Homer Simpson costume, and yes, Lilith is dressed as Minnie Mouse.
And worst of all, with the double initials, Minnie Mouse, Minerva Mouse.
I could just hear nerds all over typing to get the YouTube so they can see Lilith's costume.
It's awesome.
All right, so we all picked out some scary comics this week, so I don't know who to start with, because I don't know what Charlie picked. I know what Lilith picked.
Yeah, I want to know what Charlie picked. He
Oh.
always
Well, I
picks
actually ran
interesting
through a
picks.
couple different ones. So the first one I read, because I do pay for that Marvel Unlimited app, and the first one I got was the Marvel Infinite comic book Halloween episode. And that was very good. Let me get to it real quick here. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but what's fun about the Infinite comic books, I don't know if you guys have read any of the Infinite comic books as yet, but they have this quality where you just scroll down, and it's not gonna load for me.
Talk to my lawyers!
Anyway, the premise is that Iron Man does a PSA to not... Oh, here we go. Mighty Marvel Halloween Special among our Infinite comics. And it opens with Iron Man... Iron Man making a PSA about don't dress up like a supervillain, because then Hawkeye might punch you.
Oh, jeez.
But then, these lovely little children dress up as Spider-Man, as a team costume, where for some reason the brother's on the shoulders. I don't know with the logistics of it, but it causes problems. But there we go, there's our Spider-Man. And the problem is, you see, good old Rhino. It made him just a little bit dumber after the last operation. And he's trying to go straight, and he's got a little invisible psychiatrist on his shoulder telling him to be good. But when he sees Spider-Man, he gets all mad because he's like, no, I'm the one protecting the kids this Halloween season. But then the evil psychiatrist on his shoulder shows up tells him to break stuff. So he goes and breaks stuff. Wackiness ensues. Chases down the kids. Says, "Wait! Now there's 2 little Spider-Men." And the evil psychiatrist says, "Yeah, that's something spiders can do. You cut them in half and just get 2 smaller spiders." So he's running after them. Fortunately, the real Spider-Man shows up to stop them, and it's lovely because and then of course the whole family trusts the Spider-Man when he goes to smash through the walls, and he's like, too many Spider-Men. And real Spider-Man says, "Yeah, you better go sit down, Alexis.
Smash it.
I'm going to help you fix the wall." So they fix the wall, and Alexi goes about his business, and they shake hands. He's a nice hulking monster, and that is how he spends his Halloween. And he goes back and writes down that he is going to be good from now on. I love me a good Rhino story. The end.
So what issue was that? The Marvel, what is that?
That is the Infinite Comic Marvel Halloween special, written by Ryan North. Artist was Tom Riley. Colors by Chris O'Halloran. Letters by VC's Joe Sabino. Annie Cheng did production. Production manager is Tim Smith. Assistant editor Martin Bureau. Editor Annalise Bisa. Executive editor Tom Brevoort. And executive editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski. Infinity Comics from Marvel. Halloween special number 1.
Nice.
Yes, I liked it.
So that's like a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, it just came out.
That's what I figured.
Because that's their new Infinite Comics format, it's fun because it's made for your phone, so you just scroll up. It makes for an interesting visual medium because you can really have someone fall nicely in it, which I'll get to in one of my other books if we get to it.
What one of your books this week?
Yeah, well, no, one of the other Halloween books I read. We were only supposed to do one because I did read 2 others that were actually very good too.
I mean, if we have the time, I guess.
Okay, well, I only read
one. So
okay,
because we have a big comic book week. So
I had a very light comic book week, or to be more specific, I only read 2 comic books.
Well, mine's kind of both. I can do one or many, but they're all new releases. All right, Lil, let's get to yours. Yours is probably the only older one, so yes.
Since I know a lot of you guys have, the Marvel Unlimited, I made sure that this one was on the app. It is Legions of Monsters Volume number 1. Although I have to say, I don't think reading it on your phone or your tablet or even your PC will do it justice because it was printed in the magazine format. And this was under the Curtis imprint as well. It's from 1975. It's Legions of Monsters number 1. The world premiere issue of Amphibian. So,
Ooh.
I am very much into Marvel's old school 70s horror and stuff. So this is right up my alley. You would love this issue, Phil, because guess who wrote it? Doug Mitch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, also it was, the pencils were by Val Merrick, and then the inkers were Dan Atkins, Pablo Marcos, and then the editor was Tony Isabella of all people. I think this is where he made his bones, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, maybe, yeah, because he did work on Ghost Rider for that, original.
Yeah, which is really funny because if you know anything about this team, the first version, I will say that the 2010s version of this is pretty good too, but the first version is pretty epic. It's, all the monsters are united by, this chance to investigate, this disappearance of, and reappearance of this strange being called Starseed. And, it's Morbius the living vampire, werewolf by night. And they're like, we're trying to be good guys. We're trying to be a team, but the boys will be boys, and they get overcome by their hunger and attack the dang thing. And here comes Ghost Rider being Ghost Rider. And then Man-Thing follows up, and the thing is super, super afraid of Man-Thing. So it gets burned. So it burns Man-Thing. And so then it's okay, I just want to make a truce. So Starseed's like, I'm going to cure you of your monstrous forms, but that would be too easy, right? So it dies while it attempts to do that. And then they're all just like, well, that was a big bowl of nothing. And so they just split up and act like they were never even a team in the first place. So that's the gist of Legions of Monsters Volume 1. It's 3 really cool stories in here. The first one is Frankenstein Monster, the Monster, and the Mask. The next one is Amphibian Vengeance Crude. And then The Flies. And also, I think the Dracula one's in here too. Which was like a continuing from one of the other horror things, because it's like a part 7. So, I don't know about
Tomb
that
of
one.
Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stoker's Dracula. So it might be a reprint too. Death Be Thou Proud or whatever that one is. Marvel's Dracula has a very torrid history, to be honest.
He gets around.
He totally does.
I mean, those vampires in Marvel have been destroyed at least once or twice.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I mean, yeah, like you said, they did a lot of great stuff in the 70s. I mean, the man. I'm surprised you didn't go with Man Thing, Little Tail.
Well, he was a part of the team. So, like I said, I was gonna do the giant size man thing, but I've just been holding out. But also, I think that it's really funny that I don't know if a lot of people know this. This might be a bit of a deep dive, but Amphibian is basically Marvel's like middle finger to DC as a as like a knockoff of Devilfish. So, which is a Legion of Superheroes thing. Very obscure, very deep cut. I always get a chuckle out of it. I will say Amphibian did it better. Devilfish can go right in the bottom of a volcano in Atlantis for all I care. Bigger is better. But yeah, 70s, man. Marvel 70s horror stuff. You gotta find it if you can. It's really great to hold in your hand and flip through the pages and just see literal living history of all these people just making their bones that are gonna go on to be these big, huge names in both of the big 2 companies.
Oh yeah, Tony Isabella created Black Lightning.
Yeah. I hold them in my hand.
But so yeah, kids, it is on the Marvel Unlimited app, and like you said, it's better if you find it in print because a lot of that older stuff.
If we ever get back to going to cons on a frequent basis, I guarantee you can find some in some of the smaller markets if you're in one. That's where I found all of my like Marvel horror stuff from the 70s.
Yeah. Well, that's like me. I was gonna pick like an old Ghost Rider from the first series, but like it wasn't on the app. I was like, come on. And there was earlier ones on there. I was like, come on, because it was a J.M. DeMatteis one. It was good.
Oh, friend to the show?
Yeah.
So shameless.
All right. My pick. Yeah, I went back and forth. I mean, there's a few this week that I could have picked, but my pick. It came out just this week, and it's an indie book. Spawn 323.
It's not really an indie book anymore. That's like saying Archie's indie. Come on. It outsold Marvel in DC. Come on.
Todd McFarlane can do what he wants with this book. I consider it an indie.
Actually, he has to answer to the shareholders now, and that's why we have a Spawn universe. So be careful what you say about that.
Yeah, but I mean, he could basically kill off almost anybody he wants. They're like, he doesn't have to answer to anybody.
Shareholders are worse than editors. I'm just saying.
Oh my. But yeah, Lil, did you read this?
I did, of course.
So yes, we get Spawn's encounter with new. I swear this guy. I swear he looks and acts like a millennial. Rebirth, the vampire, who comes to on behalf of his master, who we don't know who it is yet, requesting.
But don't we? Yeah, how many people could it really be?
I know, but they want to make an alliance with Spawn. They're like, oh, we don't like heaven or hell either. But Spawn's like, I've stayed in business this long. I don't trust nobody, Seth.
Words to live by.
As Respawn attacks him with, I don't know if it's telekinesis or some dark magic, and then he just starts staking him and stuff. But then Spawn gets him because I think this is the first time we've seen this power, right, Lilith? Because it seems now, with great effort, Spawn can raise the dead as zombies.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
Give that Task Force Z over at DC something to worry about.
McFarlane's such a businessman, man. He drops this days before Halloween. That's right.
He's like, Walking Dead still on. I'm sure people still love zombies.
Oh, yeah.
So they got like 3 whole spinoffs. I can drop some zombies. It's fine.
So then, yeah, Spawn decapitates Rebirth, and then throws his head and his body to the zombies to eat, and he tells the other. If
you want a Deadpool, that's how you get a Deadpool. That's all I'm gonna say, and move it along. I know.
And then Spawn tells the other vampires, "You tell your boss. He wants to send me a message. Come talk to me himself."
Well, I mean, is also a natural evolution of his power, but we'll probably never see it again. But necromancy, man, it's right up there with pyromancy and technomancy.
Well,
I'm just saying, it's like the three pillars.
Well, back in the day, he used to draw power from, like, you know, he could, like, scoop up, like, you know, maggots or stuff from the earth and, like, draw little
like I
bits
said,
of
natural
power
progression,
from,
but we'll never see this again. Not until next Halloween, anyway.
It's a, you know, it's one of those things, you know, it's like when they only separated the Enterprise D like 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Nice reference.
Might see this in the next decade, but yes.
Well, you never know, actually. Sometimes they introduce a power, then you take so much out of me to do it. And then it's like, well, but you know what? Maybe I can do it again and again. And then it's just, you know.
And again and again.
That's just how it is. Because if the power proves useful, everyone knows that Spawn can just raise the dead. Why doesn't he just raise an army of zombies every time?
Well, they did show at the end on the last page, it does take a lot out of him, and his powers aren't even back to like where they.
Yeah, they haven't been. They're still actually not back at full throttle. So.
But yeah, it does seem like it takes a lot of energy, of course. So.
I wonder are we gonna like? Are we gearing up for Road to 400, where all his powers are back in full effect, and it's just gonna be like. Spawn blows up the universe.
I don't know, man. We're at 323, and we've got King Spawn now, Gunslinger Spawn. The Scorched is coming, which I guess is what the whole team it looks like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if we'll make it to. I mean,
he's gonna make it to 400.
No, I just mean with the getting the powers back, maybe 350.
Oh, 350. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, that little kingdom over there is growing of Todd McFarlane.
Spawn, the house that built Image, you know?
Well, he's making a big push now, so.
I'm so happy it's back, because it was dragging for a while, like we had been talking about when we did our 300 special, so I'm like really proud of him for finding like...
Oh yeah.
He dug deep to find that passion again. So. And
business must be good if he's coming out with, you know, King Spawn now, Gunslinger, and Score.
Gunslinger is so good, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I love Gunslinger. I love a Western, though.
Yeah, issue 1 last week, kids. Pick it up.
Right. Is he writing all those, or is he just has other people doing the work?
I think he's, like, sharing the work with some of these people, because, like this Spawn issue, let me see, it's,
Yeah, it's rotational if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's script and then he shares the plot with Rory McConville on this issue. So yeah, I think
long-time collaborator. Yeah, he's practically right there inside of Todd McFarlane's brain. So
oh my,
as you do.
All right, Charlie Esser, do you want to throw out another?
Yeah, so another spooky, scary skeleton. This is actually probably my favorite Halloween book I read over this time, and this is. Marvel Zombies Halloween Issue 1.
Wait, hold on, Chris.
Oh, yeah, of course, Tristan. Come on over. There we go.
What? They're bringing back Marvel Zombies?
Well, this came out a while ago, and it's, you know, we open up with a mom up in her attic shooting zombies, as you do. But, you know, it's Halloween, and... see her little son, little Pete. He's got a little cat who suddenly goes missing. Oh no!
Our table, it's broken. Sorry.
Yes. So even though it's Zombie Town, he's got his little Wolverine costume on, as you do. He's gonna go find his kitten, and he goes out chasing his kitten, and wanders into the city. Meets a creepy old man.
But was he in a windowless panel van? That's what the real question is.
No, he's in an apartment building, apparently. And the creepy old man is saying about how he finds Halloween a silly holiday. Yada, yada, yada. Yes, you know.
Hey,
it's the last holiday left!
Hey, I thought we were eating candy here. Why am I the only one eating candy here?
Yes. Oh, but see, because now we're in trouble. Because he gets attacked by a zombie squirrel. And you know, if there's a zombie squirrel...
A zombie squirrel? That's nuts!
Zombie squirrel girl is not far behind. I realize that you can't see any of this because it's too bright and it's getting a bad reaction. But yeah, so he gets attacked by essentially Power Pack and the Runaways, all zombified. And then, of course, there's Mom shooting the zombies, trying to protect her kid, as you do. And an army of zombie squirrels. They run back into the house, and remember that creepy old man? Well, guess who he was? It was Mephisto all along.
Red shoes, red shoes.
Yes.
That's Harry Osborn sound effect,
sorry.
damn it.
And, you know, it's actually kind of neat, because Mephisto becomes like the hero of the story, because he saves, and this is where we get the big reveal.
Superior Mephisto! You heard it here first.
It's Kitty Pryde and her son Peter. Peter Rasputin Pride. And basically he makes this point, there's so few souls left. So I had to protect this one so I could claim it later. And he says, you know, and he says to little Peter, so someday when I come to you, Peter, and offer you a mutually beneficial deal, I hope you remember my mercy this day. And I get a nice thing about how,
Thanks,
you know, his dad, because, you know, he's all sad because he says, is that what it all leads to? Am I destined to just go with that man into Tarnation? And it's like, is that what happened to Dad? And he's like, no, he walked right past him. He wasn't even going to do it. It's very sweet. And then they find the cat. It's sleeping in a pumpkin.
Oh, my.
The end. Marvel Zombies. Hungry for more?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that was a very good one.
All right, so since you did that, Lilith, I think you said...
Be sure to plug, you know, that we're doing the Halloween special for Batman over on our...
The Batman, the long Halloween special, and we'll talk about that on We Are the Night. The Batman Podcast, episode 51.
So close.
Oh, yeah, what, 18 episodes?
No, 52. Come on, Phil. Get your head out of your butt.
Please, DC's abandoned 52. All right, well, no, Charlie Esser did Marvel Zombies. Let's do DC vs. Vampires, #1, also out this week. So I believe you said you read this, Lil.
I did. I love vampires. I still have feelings for DC, so, you know, I gave it a shot.
Vampire. Who shows up?
Oh, I used to love iVampire. That was such a great series.
Oh, he shows up at the Hall of Justice. It seems like the vampires are attacking, and they've either...
I found it a weird, and I don't mean this in a bad way, just kind of a weird creative team. You have your Matthew Rosenberg, you got your James Tynion the Fourth, you got Otto Schmidt on the art.
Yeah.
And it came together as an interesting project, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's 12 issues. This was only the first. But, iVampire shows up. Hal Jordan's at the Hall of Justice. And he basically tells Hal the vampires are coming because they've already attacked the Legion of Doom.
Suck it!
Well, they've killed some, and they've turned others. And meanwhile, they've been keeping Lex alive, I guess, to feed on.
Okay, I'm just saying this is the next deceased. That's all.
Yeah. And you think... I don't know, what's scarier? Vampire Gorilla Grodd or Vampire Riddler?
Vampire Gorilla Grodd, of course. He can crush you with his bare hands on a good day.
Oh, yeah.
Now he wants to suck your blood.
Hey,
you're welcome, Philip.
Yeah, but does he actually get stronger when he becomes a vampire? Or is he just like vampire strength and gorilla strength?
I mean, we don't see a ton
kind of equal.
I mean, we don't see.
You know, we don't do power scales in modern comics, Charlie. Come on, especially not in DC.
That would mean continuity.
Power creep is atomic levels at this point.
Well,
okay.
But he also barely escaped zombie cheetah.
Now that's I would pay for.
Yes.
Wait, zombie cheetah or vampire cheetah?
Oh, I mean vampire cheetah.
Vampire.
Yes.
Hey, what happened to Solomon Grundy? Is he like the one that, you know, they can't turn Solomon Grundy? And he's
I don't know. They killed
Solomon Grundy hates vampires.
You know he's gonna show up eventually.
They killed some. I think they might have killed him, or you know, at least
nonsense.
Put him out of commission.
You can't kill Grundy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they've destroyed it, you know, for now. So yeah,
he'll be born on a Monday again. It's fine.
But for some reason, Lex must have been up to something because he gives iVampire his blood and said this can destroy the vampires. So
he's like, "Yeah, take that kryptonite radiation poisoning. Take it to your people."
But he's telling this whole story to Hal Jordan, who we discover because even Zan of the Wonder Twins didn't know Hal Jordan's been turned already.
Yeah, finally,
no.
his outsides match his insides. He's a monster! I've been telling you people this for decades!
And iVampire's like, hey, wait, he's like, how? I saw you outside in the sun when I showed up. He's like, oh, I can use this ring to filter out light and stuff. What are you talking about?
Somebody get a yellow lamp! We need 10 cc's of a yellow lamp! I repeat!
So then Hal destroys iVampire and looks like he's gonna...
He's the captain now.
Looks like he may be turning some of the rest of the league because Aquaman comes to see him. But, of course, who got a letter from iVampire before his death, who's probably gonna be the big hero of this thing? Who gets a letter in his cave?
Damian Wayne.
So close, buddy. You're so close.
I'll give you a hint.
I love Batman.
Bat God. Get it right.
But God, I know, because you know who's going to be the heroes of this, because, I mean, look at the cover.
Like I said, it's definitely DC deceased all over again. So,
You know,
but with vampires.
who's going to save us, kids? Billionaires!
Wait a minute. Wasn't this an episode of the Super Friends?
Do they do vampires?
Remember that episode where they turned all the Justice League into vampires? That was a good episode. It's not my favorite one. My favorite one was when they fight the zombies. Because they go to the Swamp Witch, because Solomon Grundy takes the Legion of Doom to the Swamp Witch to conjure zombies.
Was this a Scooby-Doo mystery?
No,
Like,
this is classic old school 80s Super Friends.
80s Super Friends? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the 70s Super Friends with Marvin and
Was it
Wendy.
Was it
and
Challenge?
Wonder
Challenge of the Super Friends?
Yeah, it's the one that,
There's the Legion of Doom.
Roy Hinckley is watching that inspires him to become a superhero. With the announcer says, they will fight for truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Oh, Lord.
They are the Super Friends.
Y'all really didn't have nothing back then, did you?
Oh, they were good stories though, but they once fought zombies, and then all of the Justice League gets turned into vampires. Vampire Superman.
It was Spider-Man and his amazing friends or nothing.
And I do believe that I think it came down to Batman had to save the day too.
As always.
Yeah, so really, I think this is just, I think someone else watched the Super Friends versus Vampires and said, we should do that, but edgy.
That's funny.
Because there's a whole thing, they go to Transylvania, they meet Dracula, because that's what happens. You go to Transylvania, you meet Dracula, and all of a sudden, hey! Superhero blood. Where's the stuff been my whole life?
All
I think they even had to team up with the Legion of Doom at some point. So,
all right, Charles Esser, you want to throw another book out?
Yeah. Well, okay. So since we were discussing the long Halloween, I'm going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man: The Short Halloween.
What?
Amazing Spider-Man: The Short Halloween.
Hey-o.
Marvel one-shot. One issue, 33 pages, only 399 cents. And basically the plot line is that, so Spider-Man, he's out on Halloween, and this guy is basically knocking people out and stealing their stuff, as you do on Halloween. But then there's this other group of people who are dressed as Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus.
Oh, Lord.
And they have a friend who's dressed as Spider-Man.
I had to pick an Otto story.
Who gets very... Well, Otto's not in this. This is a guy dressed as a Dr. Otto.
Even an imitation.
You've got a guy who's dressed like Simon Pegg from the zombie film.
End of the World?
What was it called?
Was it the end of at World's End or something like that?
No.
It's the bar. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no, not Hot Fuzz. It's like a trilogy. I know the movie.
Yeah. Well, the Cornet trilogy, because they all eat the Cornet ice cream, which I guess is a thing in Britain. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and you see them. They got so essentially they have their friend who is drunk, and then you have Spider-Man who gets hit in the head. And they both fall in the same alley, and they pick up the wrong Spider-Man. So Spider-Man winds up going home with Simon Pegg and Hunter S. Thompson, and drunken guy Spider-Man, Ronnie, winds up getting captured by... Oh yeah, here's where he falls. See? Hits his head 3 times going down. because he hits him with a vacuum tube. That's the thing. The guy has his power as vacuums. Because his father was a vacuum cleaner repairman, and it haunts him to this day.
Suck.
Yes. Anyway, so you have real Spider-Man is put up on the couch with his girlfriend, who's like, you drunk again? And then she gets covered in webs, as you do. Meanwhile, real Spider-Man, or not real Spider-Man, fake Spider-Man, gets captured by this guy and goes and meets with his crew, which is Gossip Girl. She has a bunch of mouths all over her. Badger Teeth, Haymaker, and Mr. Think. Ooh. So they get together, and basically what happens is everyone just sort of winds up taking themselves out. So all the villains start fighting, and eventually we get a resolution and everything works out in the end. But it's funny because it's silly, and we have Simon Pegg in it. Or a guy dressed as Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead. And really great cosplay. And in the end, of course, our vacuum cleaner repairman just says, "What are you dressed as?" "I'm just a vacuum cleaner repairman." He turns away from his life of crime. And Spider-Man saved the day.
And that man grew up to be Willie Lumpkin.
Yes. Pretty much, yeah. And that was my last Halloween book I read. But Spider-Man, The Short Halloween, I highly recommend it.
And since we're talking vampires earlier, I do want to shout out Darkhold Blade #1. I didn't know how to feel about it, but I'm a Blade fan. I'm a vampire fan. So it's better than I was expecting, for sure.
How is that Darkhold series? Because that was like a little...
Well, it's #1, and I like the premise of it. And the execution thus far seems really cool. It basically, vampires now rule the world, and Blade rules them. But there's some heroes left, and we're going to see how that all pans out.
Oh, because, the first thing of Darkhold #1, I don't think it was the Blade one, but it was...
Yeah, I didn't read the other Darkhold stuff, but I read the...
Yeah, so, a bunch of superheroes get, all...
It's basically like Secret Wars. They get sucked in, and then they read a book, and it changes history.
Yeah, but now they're all magic powers. So, Iron Man has, magic... He's magic evil Iron Man now.
Yeah.
Make an Iron Man magic. That's the new thing.
Not Doctor Strange. The dropout. Doom's gonna be pissed about this.
Yeah. Well,
him magic?
That was my thing.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
And you know what? I'll bet you Iron Man will be better at magic than Doom.
Exactly. That's the funny thing.
I get so much right.
That's Doom.
Yes, that's Master Doom. Okay.
I think it works either way. Since we could get the weekly books next, but I figure this comes in the under the category of horror. Task Force Z #1.
I knew you were going to bring it up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Jason Todd leading a army of zombies, including Zombie Bane, Zombie Man Bat.
I was just like, can we just have Red Hood and the Outlaws back? Weren't they both technically like zombies somehow, some way anyway?
Solomon Grundy was there, so, or no, Bizarro was there.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty close to it, but, I don't know who, was this Matthew Rosenberg? Yeah, I don't know what.
Matthew again. Okay, cool.
I don't know what he was smoking, but yeah, who are they going after in the beginning of the book? Anyone
Batman?
No, recognize that gentleman? Crazy Quilt. Is that Crazy Quilt? Yeah.
Is it?
Crazy Quilt?
Yeah, Crazy Quilt.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, Damien has a team of zombies that he's
Jason.
working with?
Jason Todd.
Yeah, Jason. Okay, sorry.
Well, basically, it seems like it's, at least that's what they're pretending. It seems like a secret, government organization. They're like, hey, we're keeping you out of jail. So, hey, you can help, you lead our army of zombies.
Wait a minute. This is a new take on Crazy Quilt. Obviously, this isn't the old Crazy Quilt that looked like frickin' Scarecrow from frickin' Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. So this is a new guy?
No, he's got the flashing lights and all that.
Okay.
Are these deceased zombies, or are they zombies?
They're using Lazarus resin to resurrect them.
Lazarus resin.
So penicillin and the will to live.
Yeah, because like at one point, Man Bat seems like he's not following orders. So what does he give him to get him in line? Lazarus edibles.
Lazarus edibles.
Mm-hmm.
I hear edibles of all kinds work for all kinds of people.
I hear all kinds of edibles work on all kinds of monsters. Hey, little fella.
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, it's.
I heard it's good for sleep.
Hell.
Check out the Patreon and say who said that.
And no, it wasn't Lil.
It's good for glaucoma too.
And of course, at the end, they go. They have to battle Mr. Freeze. You know. Okay, and again, someone, Jason Todd with his issue, his his psychological issues, running around.
He fits right in.
Well, no, running around with a crow. He's been running around with a crowbar lately.
It's a cry for help, and Daddy doesn't care. Okay.
Now
we all know this. We all ignore it. It's fine. It's a phase. He's going through his emo phase. It's fine. It's better than the guns. Okay.
I know, but it seems like he has like a taser or something.
It's a cry for help, Phil.
I know.
Nobody can hear him. Not even Dick Grayson will help that boy. It's messed up. It's sad.
But no, I mean, I wasn't sure if I was going to pick this up or not. But I mean, it wasn't bad. The first issue wasn't bad. So.
How many freaking task force books do we need?
Oh yeah, because the Suicide Squad's running right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very mad that I missed that, because that has Ambush Bug in it, and I didn't even realize that Ambush Bug was in it until I read the review on CBR. I knew he was coming, but I didn't know when, and
they didn't promote it well. I mean, I don't remember seeing one ad in any of the DC books I've been reading, so.
So I remember, like, months ago, they said, Ambush Bug is coming to Suicide Squad. It's like, oh, great, I can't wait to pick it up when he gets there. And then it's like, it's out, and it's like, oh, yeah. And then I go, and the guy says, no, we only carry, 4 of those books. And, they're gone already. Like, curses. I'm hoping maybe they do a reprint. I don't know. But if nothing else, I can always collect it in the trade.
Am I the only one with Comixology?
Oh, my. Why?
Don't. It's on there. It'll be on there in 2 or 3 weeks.
I could do that. I could just buy it.
Oh, the Suicide Squad thing.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just download it digitally.
Yeah, new modern books. I don't see too many that I have to actually. I mean, have in a hold.
I have to buy my physical books because I'm supporting a local business.
Just buy a Funko. It's fine.
I don't like those, and they take up way more space than comic books.
Yeah, you can't fit those under the couch cushion, little hellfire.
Touché.
Well, not comfortably.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for nothing. That's the point of comic books, is that, I can put them in recycling. I can do whatever I need to do with them,
Get out. Disconnect them right now. You're kicked. You're kicked. How dare you, sir?
If you don't recycle your comic books, the Nazis win. That's what Captain America taught me, and I continue to recycle my comic books.
Just rip the cover off, why don't you? What kind of Charlie's the real monster. That's what we've learned
Look,
today.
if it wasn't for people who didn't take care of the comic books would not appreciate in value. Oh, I'm going to wear a gimp mask and murder people.
That's basically what he just said, guys.
I'm just saying, you need me. If you want to be a comic book collector, you need people like me. Everyone loves cocaine.
I just need hoarders. That's all.
Everyone loves cocaine.
What?
Everyone does love cocaine.
We're trying to get Disney money, Philip. Come on, enough with the cocaine. Roy's not there anymore. He don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that.
Oh my!
Allegedly. Sorry.
All right. So, do you want to get to the regular weekly comics?
Yes, let's do that.
Phil's Comics Corner.
Are you going to give my wife her shekel?
You can give her that. Hey. All right, so who wants to throw one out? Charles Esser, what did you read this week? You're muted. You're muted somehow.
Well, he said he only had 2 main books. Don't make him do them. He's got
I only got 2 books.
Okay.
Actually. Well, no, I got more books. I just only got to read 2.
Oh, okay.
Let me find where I put my books. One second. Here they are.
Where did
I think this is them. Because I actually got a bunch of cool books I did not get the chance to read yet.
Oh.
Including the one I'm most interested to read. Which, for some reason, I think someone may have already read it, because it might be an old one. Rick and Morty, Mr. Nimbus #1.
Did you like it? Oh, well, you haven't read it yet.
I haven't read it yet. I mean, I like it as a concept. I liked it when I flipped through it.
Yeah, I believe Lil mentioned that
Yeah,
last
I
week.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to read it, though. I will say that much, because,
I think it's a step up in quality of the other Rick and Morty comics that they've been doing that are in continuity. So
Yeah. So
as long as they don't bring Naratu, the incest space baby, I'm good.
Hey,
no, I don't.
It's a Rick and Morty. That's a Rick and Morty thing. So.
Yeah, no.
We don't talk about it, but
Yeah, but I mean, there's stuff in it. Like, I haven't read it yet, but like here, Rick with the word love written on a chalkboard with a question mark and then hitting his head. I can tell this is prime Rick and Morty real estate. I just didn't get the chance to read it yet because
I mean, if you want,
I've had a rough week.
I mean, if you want, Lilth and I can throw out some stuff.
Sure. I mean, I got other stuff too. I mean, I got other stuff I haven't read, and then the 2 books I did read. You can tell me what you want to talk about at what point. Is Spider-Man, the Amazing, and Moon Knight, the
Save Spider-Man for super connectivity. Lilith and I already talked that. Lilith, do you want
the Ultimate Spider-Cast Ultimate,
yes.
That one.
And the other books I didn't read include A Man Among Ye. Lilith, you reading this yet?
You told me you were going to tell me when the trade came out.
Okay, well, I don't think I said that. That doesn't sound like me at all. I only found the one we did, and of course the new werewolf-adjacent World of Darkness books. These are all books I need to read, but I did not because... Well, you know what? The reason why... So here's what happened. What happened was... my son's costume as a Squid Gamer was supposed to be delivered, like, on Wednesday. Actually, supposed to be delivered on it was supposed to be delivered sometime between Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I go in, I find out that, they just put it on a truck in freaking Washington. It's not going to be here till November. So yesterday, I had to go out, and I had to track down red sweatsuit, red pants, and build him in one night. I did the whole thing in one night. A Squid Game costume that he could wear to school, and let me get you the picture of it. I think we did a really good job. And there he is, my little Squid Game, yeah. See, made him the mask and everything. Red sweatsuit, red pants. We made it in one night, one magical night. We made a cosplay.
Such a good cosplay, Daddy.
It's been really great stealing your identity.
And I like this one too because you can't wear masks in school, but you can wear masks. I don't know if you can see this, but we got like the little face mask and we put the little square on it for him.
Let me ask you, was it supposed to be delivered by UPS? Because UPS in New Jersey is terrible.
It was supposed to be delivered by UPS.
Because I sent you a Christmas gift last year, UPS, and when it got to Jersey, it got lost for days. So if it's a thing about Jersey and UPS, I don't know what it is.
Well, like I said, it was in Indiana, and then it went to Washington, and then it said, it's out for delivery. And then it's like, no, actually, it hasn't left Washington yet. It's like, why would you say it's out for delivery if it's still in Washington?
Somebody
stole it off the truck and they had to send a new one.
No, they probably put it on the truck. Then the truck left. They're like, oh, crap, we didn't put it on the truck.
But what was frustrating was I paid for express delivery.
Of course.
Because intentionally I said, this says if I pay for express delivery, it'll get here by the 29th.
Make sure you get your refund.
It'll be here on the 2nd. I'll see if Tristan wants to keep it. But, at this point I'm like, But I was just so happy. I was actually able to build the costume from scratch. That, I said,
it's worth missing a week of comics. I totally get it.
I went to, because at first I was going to go to, when I realized I had to do it, first I was going to go to Spirit Halloween, but I realized I couldn't get there because of the traffic. So I came back and I went to State Fair, which I already knew they weren't going to have it. I looked at some other things they might have had. He passed on all that, but I knew if I went to Marshall's, maybe, just maybe, they'd have a red sweatshirt. A red hooded sweatshirt, and they did.
Speaking of which, I'm so surprised Phil didn't do the Scarlet Spider thing. Ben Reilly is a hot commodity.
Almost
really disappointed.
Almost did. It's in there. I've done it. I did it another year. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be a one-trick pony. Maybe for the movie review.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Lilith. I know you've been reading the book Marauders 25. Did you read it?
Of course, this is the best one yet. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you on this. Like, if you're not reading Marauders, like, this is the best mutant book in this. Well, next to Hellions. Hellions is funny, but Marauders has the action and the character interactions that are to die for. I like this book a lot.
I mean, just once again, shooting Kitty Pryde through space.
As you do, she'll be fine. She's one tough kitty.
Hey-oh. I mean, just, I don't know, just staying alive in space after they get thrown off the ship, Iceman making the big ice ball, and then just Bishop and Sebastian Shaw just like punching each other to like build up power. It's like, back to you, punch, back to you, punch.
This is what I mean. Like, the book is so unexpected with the character interactions and stuff. I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I'm glad that you're finally on board. You've been on board for a while, but I'm glad a lot of it's actually starting to pick up steam, but I think it's getting ready to run its course and come to a close because of all the other behind the scenes X-Men stuff, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Jerry Dugan written. Good job.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of X books, Lilith, did you read Inferno?
No, I refuse. I refuse.
It's basically, I mean, a lot of politics going on here. I mean, well, using her shape-shifting power, that's how Mystique tricked everyone into like resurrecting Destiny. Now Destiny's young and they're together again and trying to take over the council.
It just I don't know. I'm just smelling. It just smells like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn in a less interesting skin. That's all. This just sounds like a Harley and Poison Ivy scheme. Sorry.
Well, I'm actually disappointed I didn't read that one because I was actually intrigued by the idea that the whole reason that Moira McTarget, whatever the heck her name is, like, you can't resurrect Destiny because she's like the one person who can kill her.
Well, she could see everything. She could see all the lifetimes she's lived and stuff. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's just this idea that it's like it was all her manipulation, and it's that kind of stuff that tells you, all this manipulation. That's going to come back and bite you in the tuchus.
Oh, I mean, well, once they...
Moira's always been a shady little twitch, so...
Well, once they find out, Mystique brought Destiny back, Xavier, Magneto, and Moira are like, okay, we have to bring someone else into our little circle to help us keep control of the council. So, who's the one person they say they can trust?
Mr. Sinister.
No.
Emma Frost.
I mean, the boobs are hypnotizing, so I get it.
Yeah,
her eyes are up here. You probably don't even know what color her eyes are, sir.
Oh my God, was that an issue of Marauders when she had to take over a bunch of like men's minds, and she's like she like kind of just like
I don't need to let
she whipped her top off and who's that with her, and they were like, why'd you do that? She's like, oh, it's easier to control multiple minds when they're all thinking about the same thing.
It's not wrong. Not wrong.
But,
another reason. Now you've spoiled the secret of why I really read Marauders. Thanks, Phil.
Oh my!
Thanks.
What for boobs? But lots of mutant politics going on in Inferno. So
I'm ready for that to be over, and it's only issue 2, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Just reboot it already. I don't need all this fancy shenanigans. Just reboot it already.
Well, they gotta see, but they have to get to a logical conclusion. They have to.
They've written themselves into a corner, and it is blown up spectacularly. This is almost as long and drawn out as Kindred at this point. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, there's not much else you can do on this, But they're there. They've established this reality, and they don't know. It's like there's no way to put the toys back in the box easily.
Somebody get Franklin Richards on the phone. Just do it.
So why Love Hellfire?
You know why.
Franklin Richards is such a BA.
Oh, hey, Lil, did you read Daredevil 35?
Of course.
Oh, I think we're about. I think we know how Devil's Reign's going to start. Why Kingpin's going to go off the rails.
Oh yeah,
because he's going to lose something. But Typhoid Mary and the new Daredevil trying to take down Bullseye. Then Matt Murdock comes swinging in. And almost kills
tapping his way downtown, absolutely.
Almost kills Bullseye, and then, the cops come for him. They're like, you're a fugitive, and all the superheroes stand up.
What's new? Where have you been?
I know. And then all the superheroes stand up and like, no, he just caught you a serial killer, and he just showed you, your corrupt prison. What was happening in your corrupt prison? So no, he's not going anywhere.
I'm telling you, I'm not no shade. I'm just saying, like, because I'm so, like, entrenched in Riverdale and Arrow and things like that. I was like, there's just smacks of a Riverdale Arrow crossover when he was in prison. Especially the escape. I was expecting him to fight a bear on his way. Like, it was just ridiculous, that prison stint.
But no, at the end, Charlie, sir, Bullseye almost kills Typhoid Mary, but Wilson Fisk saves her, and it's like, I can't live without you. Will you marry me?
Wait, Wilson Fisk is going to marry Typhoid Mary?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Devil's Reign, he seems completely unhinged, so I'm thinking she's going to get killed soon, I'm thinking.
Well, to be fair, Typhoid Mary is pretty unhinged. Yeah. So
yeah, but
maybe it's not that he loses her. Maybe it's just like, oh, the crazy is collaborative, you know?
Maybe, but I mean, you know, what? Maybe only the second time in his life he's shown love, and if he loses that one too, I mean...
Yeah, it'd be a little redundant at that point, I think, you know? You can't just fridge all of Kingpin's women. First off, because
who do they think he is? Guy Gardner? Kyle Rayner?
The thing is, you don't want to take away him just being evil for evil's sake. You don't want him to always have a reason to be evil. You want him to just be, actually, even when I was happily and in love, I was an evil jerk too, so... No, I think he's just going to want to kill Daredevil because, you know,
that's what he does. That's reason
the thing.
For being.
That's his raison d'etre.
Oh, he's going to want to. Well, he wants to kill all the heroes, but he's going to want to kill Daredevil because Daredevil slept with his future wife
and did it better.
Oh,
from what I hear,
Billy Club.
Yeah, I don't know how any of the logistics of that work, so I'm going to. He's a very big man, the Kingpin, so. I assume he's big all over, and that could cause problems. Or the opposite is true.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
That, you know, anything is, but as any good lover will tell you, that's why God invented fingers, so.
Whoa!
This is not the Patreon, sir.
Sorry.
I'm big all over.
I'm just saying is all.
All right, so any other books, or should we wrap this up?
We can wrap up this Halloween spectacular.
Spooktacular!
All right, kids. So, yes. So, send us your thoughts on spooky stories, or I guess we'll have a regular episode next week because Charlie and I will be doing the Eternals review on Super Connectivity next week.
Because we'll watch it so you don't have to.
Yeah, Lilith.
I saw Shang-Chi surprised me, but I don't think Eternals is going to surprise me, so.
It's fine. I don't know. So I see Rotten Tomatoes. It's not getting good scores. I don't know.
Well, that could be for a number of reasons. Toxic fans are everywhere.
True. I hear there.
And to be fair, it's only doing bad in comparison to other Marvel films.
Oh, true.
So it's like people are saying it's as bad as.
Well, Thor: The Dark World is really bad. So
amen.
I'd rather watch the 4-hour Snyder Cut than Thor: The Dark World. There, I said it.
Oh,
wow.
Ooh.
Okay. I was just gonna say, you know, for as bad as it is, it's still central to the entire Endgame plot. So.
No, and it's defensive.
And that's the only reason people went to go see it.
No, I did see something like that.
Begrudgingly.
There were some review bombs of Eternals because I guess for no other reason there's like a same-sex relationship.
There's too much diversity!
There's a same-sex relationship in it, so of course.
Oh my god, I just saw two men kiss and have a lovely sex scene. What am I gonna do? When are these people gonna go away? Grow up.
I don't know, they have a kid. The sex scene might not have been that lovely. It might have been like, come on, he's asleep. Hurry.
And again, how graphic could it be? It's a Disney Marvel movie. It's like
I actually doubt that.
It's very much channeling DC energy. That's all that I'll say about that, and leave it alone.
Well,
that's why people are mad.
To be fair, have you ever read any Eternals comics?
They're boring. So
yeah. Well,
I don't like Celestials. I don't like anything the Eternals are about. It's a hard pass for me.
It's Kirby at his most Kirby, is what you can say about it. And, you know...
Yeah, I got the omnibus. I'm not through the Kirby's yet. Yeah, I've been reading the Kirby's. I mean, it's okay. Hey, kids, for your money, you get your money's worth in words. That's all I'll say. It's not like a modern comic. You're not
It
getting
was
through
like
it in 5
Bendis
minutes.
read that in his youth and was like, yes.
No, it's
I
like,
shall make this my aesthetic, but more.
it's like anti-Bendis, man. They're.
Well, see, Bendis is street level Kirby. It's like
Exactly.
Kirby is cosmic and just as verbose. But
Take a
Bendis-
drink or mark your bingo card, kids. Bendis slander has appeared.
I'm just saying. I like what Bendis does. I like what Kirby does, but it's you can very much. Sometimes you can say, "Oh yeah, that's very much their style."
That's right, kids.
They got fingerprints.
The creature from comic book swamp, Bendis.
We love you, Mr. Bendis.
Yes, please come talk to us and defend your choices.
We kid because we love.
Yeah, you only mock the ones you love.
Exactly.
That's right. If you listen to any of our shows, we mock each other, Mr. Bendis. Come on.
I mean, y'all know how I feel about Miles, so.
Yeah, and quite frankly,
busy
if we really didn't like you, like, Josh Trank's Fantastic Four,
we would not mention you.
Yes. We would deny your very existence.
Save that time to talk for the Patreon.
Anyways. Okay.
All right, kids.
Wrap it up! You got another show to do, mister.
That's right. So send us your thoughts on, spooky comics, the new comics this week, next week. Again, you can send your Eternals thoughts, but that'll be on Super Connectivity. You can read them there.
Super Connectivity blog, all one word, at gmail.com. Sorry.
All right, kids. So send your thoughts. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Find links to all the various social medias for all of the shows we do on the Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcasts. Find links to this YouTube channel. See all of our Halloween costumes. Yes. For once and only once, you'll see Lil dressed all innocent. So, yes. So find links to that. Find links to the Patreon. Most important, we're out here alone. No more Dark Master to lead us. So we're on our own. So, yes, anything you can contribute to the Patreon helps. Or you can buy merchandise at our new store. So, T-shirts, cups, phone cases, and more is coming. So find all of everything I just mentioned all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics.
I'm going to request a wine cozy.
Oh my. All right. Living Dead, Lilith Hellfire. Where can people find you?
Well, if you nerds want to hang with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making comments and only Star Trek and Stargate related content at Lilith Hellfire69. Hey,
we have a Halloween drop.
I just want to have fun on a broom. That's a mouthful.
Charlie Esser.
Well, you can write to me in that old-fashioned email way where Miles and Paws once did back in the 90s at superconnectivityblog at gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitters. I live tweet things like Stargirl, like Legends of Tomorrow. Don't miss out on that action, kids.
Hey.
At Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
See, put some zest on it, Lil Hellfire. Gusto. I like your costume, Charlie Esser, but I feel sad that the mustache is gone.
Yeah, well, it may return someday.
If we get that mustache by February, it'll be an early spring, kids. Anyway, for another week, we have been your Spooky Capes.
Ampersand.
Scary Spooky Skeleton Lunatics!
See, now technically I left the muzzle, so actually the mustache is not gone. It's just not in full glory. It's been cut back to stubble. Now
it's in its resting phase.
It'll be back when the full moon rises.
Speaking of which, be sure to read the new Moon Knight book. It was pretty good.
Oh, yes, and Spider-Man.
But you can go to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast for full coverage.
And Amazing Spider-Man 77. Check it out on Ultimate Spider-Cast and Patreon when we talk to Kelly Thompson. Until then, catch you later. Boo! Spooky.
Happy Halloween, suckers!
Hi, I'm one of the High Priests of Khonshu Ray, and I have the sacred privilege of providing you, the loony listener, with a podcast honouring Marvel's very own Moon Knight. So join me and a host of others at Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or support the show by becoming a Patreon member. Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. It's time to get your Khonshu on.